There's always that part of you, like when you go to bed at night or when you switch off the laptop, like there's part of you that knows that you're not truly in alignment when I first started. Grand a month, fast forward to now, 20k in pounds. To go from 0 to 40k in the space of like, what, 7.5 weeks, something like that, insane. It was like noticing a sort of victimhood that was coming out, but it was like such small things and small patterns that were coming up that you were just able to notice straight away. It's never about becoming someone that you're not, it's about always remembering about who you truly were. That is the most powerful shift.
So I'm sitting here with my client Daniel. In the last 9 months, Daniel has had an unbelievable transformation. Daniel currently runs a sales coaching offer and he's a high ticket closer. And in this video, I'm just going to speak about the shifts that he's had, have an honest view from Daniel on his experience and the kind of results that he's had in his life. Monetarily, really, really cool. But more importantly, the shifts that he's had within himself with the deep work that we've done together. So ultimately, Daniel, I want you to just quickly touch on the monetary results. Well, you tell me, pounds and dollars, just make it clear. When we started, how much were you making? Because I know it's slightly different to Jay, which is one of my other clients. It's quite closely linked to Daniel. But you tell me, bro.
Starting out, bro, what was it? In dollars, what, $1,000 a month I was doing for like the first 2 months when I first started. $1,000 a month in dollars, so like what's that, 750 quid?
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, it's, well, 20k in pounds.
Yeah. Well, you're joint up with the offer with Jay is doing 40k.
Yeah.
So 40k in pounds, which we've worked out, I think it was like 53k in dollars, right? So from 1k dollars, cool, on his own, but to then launching an offer with Jay inside the last 2 months, going from 0 on his offer to 40k pounds this month with the offer. And ultimately, when you look at that as a multiplier in revenue, bro, it's like a 20x in fucking revenue.
Bro, it's fucking insane.
More than that.
Because it's like the fast pivotal shift as well, which we can obviously touch on, like Marbella, things like that. But to go from 0 to 40k in the space of like, what is it, 7 weeks, 7.5 weeks, something like that, insane.
Well, that's cool because me and Daniel and Jay have worked together for about 9 months. So there's been multiple shifts inside the team working together. But let me ask you, right, just around as a general question, the shift that you've had from who you came to me as, making $1,000 a month, to where you are right now.
The biggest generalization shift is, I think, it's like the confidence, but it's like not the confidence in what I thought I was going to get. Because when I was first like on the call with yourself, I was like, I just need to get a bit more confident, get a bit more confident. But it's not really about that. And there was one saying that stuck with me that you told me right at the start. It's like, bro, it's never about becoming someone that you're not. It's about always remembering about who you truly were. So it was like being able to just be who I used to be, like a little unlimited fucking legend running about. That is the most powerful shift. Like that is the most powerful thing. Not having other people's judgment, opinions affect you, and just being who I actually wanted to be. Because I've now got a lot of value to give. So being able to be that person all the time, that's been the biggest thing.
That's amazing, bro. And this is what I'm saying. It's cool to say that Daniel has had a 20x multiplier in his revenue, even more than that if you actually look at the dollars and the pounds. But the most important shift that Daniel's even just highlighted there is being who he truly is, aligning with the version of him that's whole, not the version of him that's learned to survive, to adapt to how life has shaped him, but truly just be the authentic version of himself. And if you just speak about, again, recently, or even just speak about from the start, even up until Marbella, let's speak about the Marbella shift separately, just give people a bit of context. So for the 7 months before, right, from where we started to where we were when we got to Marbella, what did that look like in terms of results and experience?
I think the biggest thing was, because obviously when we locked in, like right at the start, there was like that 3x in revenue very, very quickly.
Yeah.
But then I think it was like a lot of self-sabotage mixed in with self-doubt that was, again, we can speak about more in Marbella when we unlocked it, but it was like behind the curtains. Like I was showing up to you and being truthful, like honest, but not transparent was the biggest thing. So being able to overcome that, locking in all the protocols, making sure that I was doing every single thing I know I should, to be actually showing up with confidence. But again, I think Marbella for us was literally the biggest shift, because obviously we've been on a journey with you the full time. Do you know what I mean? Like when I first locked in with you, I was like, mate, Kel, this is fucking sick, mate. I'm buzzing to get started. But then as you've progressed, like I've noticed a shift, which is why I've been staying consistent with you the full time. So as you've been growing up, we've been obviously soaking in the information. That's why we've scaled up as quickly as what we have.
Sick. So just to give a bit of context, we went to Marbella together. Like these guys, they're part of my team. They helped me with the sales aspect of things in my business. And ultimately, we spent 3 weeks living together in a villa in Marbella. And up until that point, like Daniel spoke about, became more confident. He tripled his revenue, more than tripled his revenue by the point of Marbella. Because ultimately, him and Jay got to a point where they were making, say, 10 to 15K a month USD when it came to high ticket sales. So it was really good. When we got to Marbella, what was the shifts that you experienced in Marbella when we done the hypnosis and the kind of, would you say like the deeper one-to-one inner work that we done? You can feel like you're about to let go of something. As you walk towards the end of the hallway, notice now you open the door, and you step into the room, and notice the only thing in the room is a mirror.
Yeah, because when we got to Marbella, I already thought I was operating on a serious level. Like, if I was comparing or looking around the people around me, I was like, "Mate, I'm doing 10, 15K a month. Like, I'm doing pretty well here." I thought I'd pretty much made it. And I thought going to Marbella, I was going to like network people, maybe make a few connections, maybe get some nuggets of wisdom and excel a little bit. But it was the unexpected kind of happened, because when I was actually in the environment with yourself and around other boys as well, it was like noticing a sort of victimhood that was coming out, and it was like very subtle. And I don't think if you weren't there, like Jay and other guys were there with, probably wouldn't have seen it, because they were just used to that's how I was. But it was like such small things and small patterns that were coming up that you were just able to notice straight away. And as soon as we called them out, then it's exposed, because once it's awareness and once it's actually brought to light, and not just all subconscious, that's when you can make obviously the conscious choice to choose the right path and not think that way.
That's the choice, because ultimately there was programs that were running so subconsciously deep in Daniel's subconscious mind, nervous system. He was like reacting to things, and again, it wasn't huge reactions. Like to someone that doesn't do the work that I do as a lifestyle and as like a career, they wouldn't notice these little patterns that were showing up. They were so subconscious that Daniel couldn't even put a label on them. And as soon as we done more inner work when I was with him in Marbella and the kind of one-to-one calls that we done, ultimately we became aware of these subconscious programs that were causing him, right, to, you said be a fucking victim ultimately, right? But it wasn't necessarily stopping him making like the 10K a month. He still was hitting these numbers, he was still doing very well, but because it was so subconscious, it was coming out in tiny little things, tiny little behaviours that I was able to pick up on. And as soon as we became consciously aware of that, or as soon as Daniel did, like he said, he had a choice. He had a choice to then consciously align with the version of him that had more success. And what's happened in the 8 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks since Marbella?
So since we done the hypnosis session, I obviously had a little bit of kind of self-doubt around providing value for my own offer and coaching people to do the same thing. Obviously the hypnosis squashed that, that's gone. So then that's what allowed us to scale up at such a quick rate and actually be coaching other guys to come on the same journey as what we have been doing, which is fucking sick.
This is, again, huge fucking shift. So you're doing high ticket sales, went from 1K to 10K, cool, that's amazing. But the 1K to 10K was underneath someone else's offer. To then us doing a hypnosis in Marbella, and these guys launch their own offer and go from 0, brand new offer, to 40K in the second month. So again, it's cool to speak about the monetary return, because anyone that I work with, you're going to eventually 10x your revenue, 5x your revenue, 3x your revenue. That's really cool. But ultimately, even from the shift in Marbella, you said about being yourself and truly aligning with who you really are. That's fucking amazing. I think that was actually even starting to really happen before Marbella, but even since the hypnosis that we've done in Marbella, what have you noticed in terms of shifting?
Just solidified. Obviously in Marbella we got aware of that sort of victimhood, and it wasn't like it was massive. It wasn't like me sitting in the corner crying about the results or self-doubt.
No.
It was just like tiny small things that were showing up throughout the day, like in my language patterns, the tonality I was using, and some aspects that happened. But since Marbella and the hypnosis, like it's just completely eliminated that. Like going back when we were done the hypnosis session, going back into the room, going into the filing cabinet and just wiping it all. Now coming out, there's no negative association to any of the emotions that I had.
Notice how he shows up in life, how he makes decisions. When things don't go to plan, notice how he acts. problems arise, notice the reaction. It's calm, confident, grounded.
Or any memories they've had of this victimhood or why it's happened now, just look back on the reasons as to why it's happened and just feel so much gratitude for the work and for you for even becoming aware of it and letting go of it, which is fucking sick.
Amazing, bro. And again, people will be like, what's he talking about? Like going into the files and deleting them, right? I've got quite a creative, unique way of doing hypnotherapy and hypnosis with clients. Obviously, it's quite intuitive. It's not the same for every single person. You need to read who you're doing it with as an individual if you're good at what you do as a hypnotist or a hypnotherapist. But what's your honest lens on hypnosis, hypnotherapy? Because I think a lot of people, again, they've got this weird, skewed vision of what it actually is. But what's your honest perspective on it?
My honest opinion on like hypnotherapy is the only reason anyone would ever have doubt around it is because there's like a possibility in your mind that it might just work. And the only thing that wants to keep you safe, like if you think about your body, like your ego doesn't want any change to happen because you're comfortable in your situation. So the only reason you're going to ever have doubt or fear or skepticism towards hypnosis is because there's part of your mind that believes that it might just work and you might end up getting a bigger result that you could ever imagine. And with the result comes more responsibility, big change, lifestyle change, whatever it is in your life. And the ego doesn't want that to happen. So you're going to find ways to back up the fact that it might not be real. But it's like the biggest way you can prove to someone is showing them the money value from going from here to here. But it's like if you actually look at people that have done hypnosis, especially a lot of your clients, the network that you're around, it's like even people living more authentically, more confident, not having any self-doubt and just being happy, like genuinely happy with their life. And you can feel that, like you can see that in people, the way that they come across, that it is genuine.
Now notice where out of 10 that is inside your body. Feel it inside your body now. And take that from where it is out of 10 all the way up to a 12 out of 10. Feel that inside your body now, getting more intense, integrating into your whole being, changing how you show up, changing the decisions you make, changing the actions you take. Notice that's building in your body now. It's installing. Notice this change will happen and it will not leave you. Your system is updating now, getting more intense. Take a big deep breath in all the way to the top. Feel it building through your body now, all the way in. Completely updating, eyes open, wide awake. And just let the stay anchor.
I'm a sinner. Hey, this one makes you want to turn out that speaker, yo. About to go in, this one makes you want to grind harder, fam. Hey, let's go. That shit every day, I'm living like a bandit. Talking about some profit, all that money, you know, language shows for the gosh.
So at the end of the day, the biggest reason that someone would ever be skeptical of hypnosis is because, well, there's a possibility that it might just work.
That's fucking such a sick perspective to reinforce. Any fear around doing something like this, yeah, it's a part of you that doesn't want to change that's holding you back. But it's a part of you that doesn't want to change and that is staying the same that is holding you back. This is literally the part of you that's limiting you, is the part of you that's creating fear around doing something like hypnosis. Because the best case scenario is you at least find out what it is. You at least have a conversation and create clarity around how it can help you. But if you're not even doing that, like Daniel said, it's likely because you've got a part of you that knows change will occur. Well, ultimately, bro, I want to even, it's quite interesting, I would love for you to speak to anyone that is in a similar position to where you were. Maybe not even making $1,000 a month, but knew they could do a lot more. And again, you could even speak to the version of you that was making $10,000 a month, that felt in some way still limited to a degree. Like, what would you maybe say to that person?
I think anyone that's like starting on the come up or making good money, or maybe you're making good money for a while, there's always that part of you, like when you go to bed at night or when you switch off the laptop, like there's part of you that knows that you're not truly in alignment. And it's like, it's just a feeling that you've got. It's not like anything's going wrong. It's not like you're short of money or your relationships are really bad, or there doesn't need to be a big problem for you to excel in your life. But there's part of you that will feel something. And that feeling is your intuition. It's telling you that there's a reason for you to be doing more. You should be doing more with your life. And when you obviously speak to Kyle or you speak to anyone inside the team, like they'll quickly be able to help you identify where that feeling is coming from. And even just the awareness alone, like that shift by itself is going to get you more results in your life. So yeah, just bringing it to awareness.
Perfect. And ultimately, what do you see then for the rest of your year and the rest of even like the next 6 months, based on the shifts that you've had inside the last 9 months? What can you see moving forward in the next 6 months, bro?
100K is done. Easy. 100K is done. Joint packages with you. A big thing is getting the clients like really good fucking results. Because at the end of the day, like now I could just kick my feet up and move to the Bahamas and just chill out. I could. But it's like that's not my purpose from the work I've done with you to identify. It's like now it's about making sure that we're building a massive community of fucking guys that want to turn into killers, do better for themselves, get them the life that they want. Because ultimately that is one of my biggest values, is feeling the fulfillment from getting clients good results.
Yep, very important to highlight that now that Daniel is in alignment with his core values, like what he truly values, not just he thinks he values money and freedom, like no, he actually now gets fulfillment from helping other people. But when we started, Daniel couldn't even help himself, right? Like he was in a position where he was kind of really, really stuck. So to go from someone that's making 1k USD, not closing sales, not having confidence, to now building a sales coaching offer to help other people gain the confidence, it shows you the shift in identity. It shows you that, cool, money results are cool. Like you're going to get more money if you become better yourself. But to go from someone that's stuck themselves to helping other people become unstuck, I mean, ultimately that's the biggest shift. It really is.
It is, bro. It's fucking sick. So much gratitude for it, bro.
It's perfect, bro. I appreciate you so much. And again, one last thing. When you think about the reason why you still stay tapped into this, cool, you've went from 1k USD to 40k GBP pounds with your joint offer, the kind of thing that you're running with Jay now. Why would you continue to tap into this work? Like, why not just stop here?
The only reason that I wouldn't stop, because there's always moments that I'll go, do you know what, I'm absolutely flying here. Like, I'm absolutely flying. I've maybe not spoke to Kyle in like a day, and I'm absolutely flying. Like, do I need to keep going? Do I need to keep going? I'm just being super like transparent here. Like, do I need to keep this going? The only reason I do that is because I feel like I'm flying, but then there's always something else. There's always that one bit. There's always that external bit of like perspective that you'll give, or you'll ask a question the right way, and I'll go, do you know what? I'm actually fucking that up. I'm actually fucking, there's always things to learn. So it's like, the only reason that I wouldn't keep going is just down to ego. But it's like, I'm watching like your vision, your brand, like what you're building, even with Jack, more life taking and helping so many, like change millions of lives. I'm thinking, I want to be a part of that as well. That is one of the biggest things also.
So constant expansion, like a part of continuously growing is having people in your life, not even, again, really, really cool to have me one-to-one, but anyone in your life that can provide that accountability, the external questioning, because we all have blind spots. We all have things that we can't see that are probably holding us back. And if you right now watching this, if you've made it to this part of the video, which I really appreciate, if you feel that there's something holding you back, or you've got a little voice in your head where you're like, right, there's more potential. I could be doing more. Sometimes I find myself scrolling or procrastinating or falling out of the state. Is there a way that I could fulfill that potential more? Is there a way that I could maintain the right state more of the time? Well, there actually is. And again, the work that I'm doing with these guys are now unfuckable. This is the kind of little phrase that I've started to use, especially with these guys. They can't be fucked by life because they're now aware enough to maintain the right state. They're now aware enough to notice thoughts and emotions that pop up that aren't in alignment and control their decisions and the actions they take. Before they came, no real control. Now, because of the awareness, the work that we've done, yeah, we remove subconscious association from their subconscious mind, but the work that I do with my clients allows them to create self-agency, for them to maintain their awareness and have the ability to control their own minds without any real external. But again, there's always that new level. Every new level has a new devil, right? Every level has a new devil. And ultimately, because these guys are constantly wanting to expand, it's important that they're constantly updating the software, constantly updating their mind to align with this new level. And if you're in a position where you do feel that there's more potential to fulfill, you feel that you're in a position where you're stagnating or procrastinating or holding yourself back, well, there needs to be inner work that's done, because there's things that you can't see clearly that's holding you back. These things that you can't see, they operate below conscious awareness, and until you bring them into conscious awareness and change them, they're going to continue to run your life. So if you're really in a position where you know that, and there's a voice in your head right now that's like, Kyle, you're actually hitting the nail on the head here. I feel that you're talking to me. Well, then you're exactly the person that should click the link below. You click the link below, you have a conversation with me. It's the best thing that you can do, is create the clarity around what that thing is that's holding you back. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your future self, not to look back and regret not taking the action. So Daniel, I appreciate you so much, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
But click the link and I'll speak to you soon.